And welcome to the Sorare Lounge, hosted by the Sorare Thursday Club. I am your host, Ricky, aka the Sorare Mamba, and I am joined, as always, by my glamorous co-host, play sharper Everton expert and duck lover, Johnny, aka Dornado. Hit that intro. Sante. Happy Thursday to you. Look at me mixing up the intro order, you know. Wild.
You are wild.
Happy Thursday. We were off last week. We were gallivanting around Cheltenham at the festival, the horse racing festival, drinking some Guinness, losing some bets, but we are back.
Losing a lot of bets.
Yeah, back for a properly boring international week. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. It's not even just a normal international week where there's at least some games. There's 4 games, well, 6 games if you include a bit of Asian qualifiers. Yeah, pretty boring Sorare wise, but at least we've got the MLS thing coming up this week. A bit of fun. But yeah, all good.
Yeah, I tell you, you are sweating on a little bit of a result right now, aren't you? You're in tier 2 in the limited competition in Cap 240.
That's right. I'm currently 32nd in Cap 240 limited, and I went for the middle ETH, so I've hit that hopefully. Yeah, not too bad.
Happy days. So what have we got for you today? We've got 5 and kick-in, latest news, a single prize opening, a bit of the rewards, cash and cards debate that's going on, Kicker Club 2024. MLS Special Talk, Title Race Cap 240, everything we can think of to fill in this boring international break before all the good leagues come back. We only got a week off, haven't we? Everything's back in next weekend. Yeah. So as always, warm up. I've got 5 questions for you. Get your brain purring in what is affectionately known as 5 and kicking, because there's 5 questions and some of them are about football. Wow. The first one, definitely not about football. Best topping on a pizza?
I mean, just loads of meat. Just meat feast, and with like barbecue base. I love a bit of barbecue. Yeah, just meat. I mean, pepperoni, that Njuka sausage. Is that what you call it?
Sure, why not?
That's good. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, these have got to be quicker, haven't they? Go.
No, I like it. You know, we you know, you're not the one for one quick answer here, so I'm opening them up for a little bit of conversation nowadays.
Oh, that's nice. I like it.
You know, sausage. You're a sausage lover and a meat lover. I took from that, and that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Yeah, I like a nice bit of chicken. I don't have fruit on my pizza. It's not a thing. Don't do it. You're offending the Italians. You're offending your pizza. No to pineapple.
Oh, well, you just said put tuna on it, so I mean, mental.
Anchovies is a thing, right? Fish on pizza works. I mean, I do like a Texas barbecue. Give me a bit of barbecue base, pepper, jalapenos, chicken. You know, that type of a bit of spice on it. Go have some jalapenos on there. All right. As a supplementary question to the pizza question, best takeaway pizza?
As in takeaway brand sort of thing?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I always like to I think it does kind of depend a little bit on the actual branch you're near, like genuinely a little bit. Obviously, the ingredients are kind of the same, but like it really does make a difference. Like the Papa John's I had at uni that was near us was insane and much better than the Domino's, but then the Domino's near me in Bristol is much better, so it's difficult. Go for Domino's as an overriding one, but Papa John's has got some game.
Yeah, I mean, of the basic like takeaway ones, I would go Papa John's if it was purely on just the pizza. I think they do the best like actual pizza. Yeah. All right, an actual football question now. Who wins the J League this year? Very topical. J League cards are out. Woohoo! Who wins the J League this year?
Well, I mean, Kawasaki is struggling again, aren't they? Is it Zavia Zelda or whatever they're called? They're top of the league at the moment, aren't they?
Flying, yeah.
Absolutely flying. And my boy Kosi Tanai doing well for them in goal. Loving to see it. Yeah, I think I'd probably go for Vissel, Kobe. I think they had a very good season last year, didn't they? They won it last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're looking solid again. So I'll go for them. What about you? What do you reckon?
I'd probably go Sanfrecce Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Great kit as well. Lovely purple kit. I had a few of their players when I first got into Sorare as well. So they were like, after Consadole, they were the team I liked.
Hayato Araki, I've got his centre-back card.
They always had a decent defensive side. They had Osaka, the under 23 goalie.
The under 23.
I had him for a while. One of my biggest sales ever. So yeah, all round solid. I think they're probably favourites. I think Kashmir Antlers as well got a good chance. But Sanfrecce, I'd love their kit as well one day as well. If
Consadole struggling again.
Bottom at the moment, I believe. Yeah, that's what happens when you let my boy Fukimori go. Yeah, Ogashiwa went. Tanaka.
Fuck them, Mori. That's what I say.
Yeah. Kaneko, all my original Consadole cards, all gone. I am repping the shirt up for J League returns. So I have moved that to the front for this week because I still got mad love for them. They're just not doing the business. All right, next question. What's the most important part of a fry up?
Whoa, just a lot of food questions here. This is good. Important part. I mean, when the meat is bad, just the general meat. If you get bad sausage, really sort of rubbery bacon, that's bad. But for me, hash browns are the key. And also, you have to have beans. They're the glue that keep the entire meal together. If I'm talking like pure objects, hash browns, but I'm going to include beans as like a sauce that keeps them together. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what? For once, not only do I fully understand what you're saying, I actually agree with you as well. I think the favourite part, if it was favourite, I'd be going for those hash browns. But most important, it's got to be baked beans, right? They just tie in. They tie in the whole fry.
We don't agree often, but I'm glad to see we've agreed. And also, what's worse is when you get that tiny little pot of beans that you have to pour on yourself.
A ramekin of beans. Yeah,
and there's never enough beans in there. And also, just put them in the freaking plate themselves. Why do we have to do the serving for them?
It'd be so dry without the beans. That's the problem, isn't it? Like gravy on a roast dinner. Like,
what type of egg do you have? Scrambled, fried, or do you go a little bit posh?
I'm a scrambled guy myself.
Yeah,
all the way.
I'm scrambled as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad we agree on that.
Yeah.
If nothing else, we can always come back to the fact that we agree on all things fry up. Back to a sport question. You get to choose the next sport added to Sorare. What is it and why?
See, I've always loved the idea of NFL being on it, but I think the most fun I'd have with a sport on Sorare would be golf. I don't know how they do it, but because golf's just like a slow watching sport, and like thinking that one shot could be worth some money to you or whatever on Sorare. I think that'd be good fun. I'd love to have a little cheeky Rory McIlroy super rare. Oh,
yeah. All right. I get it. I'd love NFL. That's my favorite sport, so I would love that to be on. But I think there's so many players, isn't there, and so detailed. Like, how do you get like the left tackle?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to think about how they do it.
Yeah, it does mind boggle me. That's why maybe something like a tennis or a golf would work. But with how badly like MLB and NBA have sort of been performing, I'd be reluctant for them to.
Well, I presume tennis is in the pipeline because Serena Williams, right?
Oh yeah, we do own global ambassador Serena Williams.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's drawing all the cards individually herself.
I can't turn on the telly or log onto the internet without seeing Serena Williams on there pumping Sorare. I mean,
she's just
everywhere she goes, that Sorare jumper.
She fucking loves it.
Yeah, and Messi, and who else we got? Mbappe. Yeah, fucking hell.
Serena Williams. At least we occasionally do see Messi and Mbappe and Zidane and whatever, but like Serena Williams has got to be the most rogue one out there.
I feel like they got the most use out of Zidane, haven't they, as an ambassador?
Yeah, I mean,
He seems to knock up a lot. You can go play football with Zidane like twice a year. Yeah, they got the most out of him.
Love it.
All right, golf for you. I'd like to say NFL. I think maybe tennis would work.
Cricket?
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna spread the word enough.
It's freaking global, mind you. Like, people forget how big cricket is. Like, cricket is basically, oh god,
Look who it is.
is that? Oh no, it's the other halves.
It's both of the wives.
Anything to say?
Yeah.
Hi fans.
Wow, you're naturals.
Yeah.
Hi fans.
Bye, guys. And there you go. The
Interesting.
behind the scenes members of the Sorare Thursday Club.
The much better halves of both of us, yeah?
The real workhorses. Yeah.
The brains behind the operation.
Yeah. Right, we just finished talking extra sports, didn't we? So I had one more for you.
Okay.
Pause in for effect if I cut that bit out where the girls are in, give myself this chance.
Keep that in, mate. Keep that in.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows what I'll do? Southgate to Man United. Who wins?
Well, I had a little chat with Southgate the other day when I was at Goodison Park and sat right next to him, and he said he fucking hates Man United. That's what he told me. So I don't think there's much chance of it happening, personally.
Actually, you didn't speak to Southgate, did you? The other guy who doesn't even have a podcast that's so rare, gifted tickets to, he went and spoke to Southgate. You didn't get the scoop for us. Didn't even get a picture for us to put on our.
We'll have to crop my head onto old matey's body on the picture. But no, I think I was always wondering when it will happen, where he'll start getting rumoured to come to a Premier League team, because he has done well for England, hasn't he? Like, if you look at when he took over and to now, like, they're a much better team. I just think England need another manager to get to that next step of semi-finals to winning it, just to sort of give us that cutting edge, because I'm not sure he's quite got that cutting edge. But yeah, I think he'll do good at any Premier League team, to be honest with you. I think he's a very good manager. Seems to get on really well with all the players. I think maybe United need a little bit of a sort of arm around the shoulder approach, it seems. I don't know. I mean, it's been quite heavily rumoured to be happening, right?
There's a lot to talk about because we got that new staff in who are like FA and all that, and they I think it's a lot of their just threads that they just put stuff together because they can. I don't think there's actually much substance behind it, but I think he's doesn't get the credit he deserves for how well England have done. All right, we haven't won anything, but we've put up a good show at each of the tournaments we've gone to. Hopefully we get the monkey off our back and get the win this time. I don't really want him at Man United, but he's come a long way since his previous club failures because he's been an international manager with top players ever since. But no, I wouldn't really want him.
The thing I do worry about with him, well, I don't worry about it because I'd love to see United do shit. But is he too nice? Do you think? I don't know. I feel like United need someone who's a bit of a, fucker. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, after we thumped Liverpool at the weekend, we do need a manager.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that last minute goal, to be honest with you.
Yeah. All right. So Southgate's United, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So in summary, you like sausage, especially Domino's sausage.
Oh yeah.
Bissell Kobe, beans on a fry up, golf, and Southgate to United. There we go. Now, I like to slot in at this point the plea to the fans before we get into the rest of the podcast. So here we go. Thanks to anyone who's joining us now or watching or listening afterwards. Please like and subscribe and all that vibe. Makes us feel all happy inside. Thanks, guys.
Kind of right.
So, yeah, please like and subscribe. What have we had going on? I don't know. Have we had anything big happen to us in the last week?
I don't know. I almost had a divorce. I almost got a divorce.
But what almost caused your divorce?
So the big news out of us two is that we will be in attendance at England Denmark in Frankfurt at the Euros on June the 18th, 20th, something like that. Somehow managed to get tickets. You were adamant we weren't going to get any, and I refreshed. Well, first of all, we were in a queue, weren't we, for what, like 2 hours? Do you reckon?
Yeah.
And then finally got on. Said quite a few tickets were available, but every time we clicked them, just went, nah, not available. So I just kept refreshing by, and then suddenly my whole screen went green, and it just said, "You've got 5 minutes to buy your tickets." And I was like, "Fuck! Where's my wallet? Where's my card? Fuck! I don't have any money in my bank account. Shit! What am I gonna do?" So it was a little bit chaos for 5 minutes, but I got the confirmation. We're going. So we're already going to be there, right, in Frankfurt. We're going to a stag with Berlin. We're going to be in Berlin for the first game of the Euros. Unfortunately, we don't have any tickets for that game, but me, you, and Jesse will be staying on from Berlin to Frankfurt for a couple of days together, won't we? We're going to watch Belgium, Slovakia. And then me and you would be staying on an extra 3 nights, which my wife and young baby were particularly happy about, and watch the England game. So, I mean, I don't know about you, mate, but I'm fucking excited.
So Red Thursday Club on tour to, Belgium, Slovakia, followed by England, Denmark. What a summer.
Oh my.
And there's still
actually, the game's on a Thursday as well. The game's on a Thursday.
Live stream from the ground. We'll have to do something big. Maybe we'll do we've got no chance of putting it together in a good video, but like a vlog of our journey, of our trip.
Maybe we should buy some.
We're still hopeful to get Spain, Croatia tickets while we're out in Berlin as well in the weekend before. But if anyone else is in Frankfurt at the same time, hit us up. I'm excited. So that is big. That's very big.
Don't hit us though, because we'll be wearing England shirts, and I know what people think. Oh, they're going to be throwing steel chairs. We're massive pussies, so we won't be doing any of that. But hit us up if you want a drink somewhere in Frankfurt. We don't know where we're going or what we're doing, so let's bloody have it.
Yeah, for sure. We'll definitely have to pump that out nearer the time, see if there's anyone we can meet up with. Slovakia, Belgium. Are you going to be Team Slovakia or Team Belgium?
I do like an underdog story, so I would normally go Slovakia, but I have sort of fallen into having a Belgian stack. I already had Doku. Who else I have? Anana, obviously, from Everton. I won a Casteels, who is looking potentially like he could be number one. I know Courtois sort of come back and then he's got injured again. And then you got Matt Sells that's kind of flirting with the number one spot as well, I think. And then I also won a Castagna. So I've got 4 potential starting Belgian players. So I'm probably going to cheer for Belgium just to see if I can take that nice picture of my Belgium team that have got like 142 points out of the 5 of them. Probably Belgium. What about you?
Yeah, I'm probably going to go Belgium just on cards I own. Does going to the games make you want to stack teams for the live games you're going to when it's this big international tournament?
100%. I'm already sort of trying to put together a little cheeky England stack. I do have some accidental Danish players, but I won't be putting them in a stack. But I've got Kane and Pickford. Limited, this is obviously. I'm not a millionaire. And who else have I got? Maddison, who potentially might start. I don't know, probably won't. So I'm going to pick up a few other little players. Maybe a Kyle Walker, who seems to be probably about one of the only most nailed England defenders. But
I think I can probably do an England limited team. So I've got a Pickford, I've got a Stones or a Walker or a Maguire or a Shaw.
I want to get Foden. Foden's a big one for me.
I've got Saka, who's a midfield card, isn't he? So I've got a Saka.
Yeah.
Cover my midfield. So I probably need I need a Kane, really, don't you? I've got a Rashford. He's probably not going to start. So I probably need a Kane or a Bellingham or a Rice or a Foden.
Yeah, Bellingham would be nice, wouldn't it?
I think realistically, if you want to do it properly, you probably have to get Bellingham and Kane, aren't you? Or at least
there's
maybe
going to be so many. There's going to be just like a ridiculous amount of stacks of all these teams. Isn't there?
Kane does have the ability to get a poor score if he doesn't score. So maybe you could get away with Rice, Foden, Saka.
Yeah, but who's the striker in that? Who's the forward?
Yeah, I forgot Saka's midfield card. I literally just said that.
Is Foden hasn't got forward cards, does he? No.
I'm pretty sure he's a midfielder, right?
Yeah. So I think you pretty much just got Rashford and Kane, right? Bowen won't play.
I don't think Rashford starts, does he?
Watkins if Kane gets injured, but unlikely.
Yeah. Is Foden? Foden's got to be a midfield card, right?
Yeah, I think he probably is.
Pretty sure he is. But
I always thought Saka was a forward in the original Premier League ones, but I think we already looked it up on the show before, didn't we? And he's midfield.
Yeah, midfield. So yeah, Kane. All right, go get Kane.
You gotta go Kane.
That's fine. Is like having a Euros team important to you to enjoy like the tournament more as a Sorare player and a Sorare like lover?
I mean, yes, probably. I mean, I picked up a flipping AFCON team for the AFCON competition they didn't even do. So, yeah, I'll definitely be running a few Euros teams. I've got a Pickford rare, so hopefully I can put together a semi-decent rare team as well. I'm hoping they'll do, I mean, they're going to do some sort of like separate competition for the Euros.
Well, they said it's covered, didn't they? They confirmed. That's all they confirmed. Yeah. The Olympics, the American tournaments, and this was covered. I mean, I've pretty much banked on them doing it. I've got Turkey stacks, Albania players. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd be really pissed off if they didn't because it's such a big tournament. I loved like the World Cup stuff they did. So I think it'd be like bollocks if they didn't.
I'm hoping they'll do something like a global, just a World Cup fans thing like they did. A global Euros thing like they did with the World Cup. Remember, everyone just did a common team, and whether they sort of do some sort of tier system based on people's, is it ELO? So newbies can only win against other newbies, and just to really engage everyone throughout the whole thing because.
It's in the transition period, isn't it? It's before the new system comes in.
That's right. Yeah, I think it's really key they get that right because it is just before they sort of change everything, and they could really use the Euros as a boost to the market because it's, let's be honest, it's in a pretty big lull at the moment. My gallery value is just dropped out of his arse. So yeah, they need to be doing as many little things as they can. The Euros, I'm sure they'll do lots of cool merch stuff. I noticed they're doing an international jersey giveaway thing, aren't they?
Yeah,
coming up soon.
They'll still have cap modes, won't they? So you'll still be using those international players at that point for cap modes and to chase like your thresh. It might give you a good opportunity to maybe aim for the no one really goes for the high ones, but the middle ones when you've got really good matchups of new in the group stages, particularly. I think England's stats got to be pretty strong, right? Speaking of teams that might muller people, Pickford, probably Pickford, Stones, Saka, Bellingham, Kane. If you were looking at fine,
I mean it's close with Rice and maybe Saka as well, but because Rice is just so consistent, isn't he? But I think Kane. I mean Bellingham, obviously. Kane, yes. Stones and Walker, maybe. I mean, Walker doesn't really have much of a goal threat, does he? Stones
I do have Walker, and he does disappoint a lot. Shaw, maybe if he's playing.
Yeah, I don't know about Shaw. He just seems to have lost his way to injuries now, isn't he? And he's addicted to pizza, which doesn't help. How do we think Germany will do? Obviously, they're the hosts. I mean, they've got big game against Scotland, first game. Scotland are going to be well up for it. I could see a potential upset, that first game. Scotland have got, obviously, your boy, McSauce.
McSauce, the absolute danger man, potential MVP of the tournament. It's hard to have any confidence in Germany, really, isn't it?
Yeah, they've been struggling, haven't they? They've really struggled at, is it 2 or 3 straight major tournaments now? Didn't get out of the groups at the World Cup, did they? I think Japan and Spain got through that group, didn't they? It was like that mental last game and everything was changing all over the place. And then, I think the last Euros they fucked up as well. But I think they're in a bit of a transition, aren't they? We'll see how they do. But it'd be good for the tournament if they do well. Good for the atmosphere. It's always good when a host nation sort of goes a little bit deep into a competition. But
France are the real danger, I think. But maybe we want a Kobe Mainu in the middle instead. Do you think he should be in the England squad? Big controversy at the moment, isn't it? His card's just released on Sorare, just in time.
I don't think it's controversial that he's in the squad. I think he has looked very good. And I don't like to praise Man United players, but he does look incredibly comfortable on the ball and plays like someone at least 5 to 10 years older than how old he is. He's 17, 18.
18.
He's very good footballer. And I think he does deserve this little chance in these friendlies to sort of prove himself. And especially as he's in a position which England aren't particularly strong in, obviously a sort of deep lying midfielder. I wouldn't call him necessarily a defensive midfielder, but you've got Phillips who's struggling.
You can't play Phillips. He can't be in the squad.
Yeah, Phillips he's not made the squad for these friendlies, is he? And I don't think he's injured. So maybe Southgate's finally seen the light there. And then you've got Henderson, who I think is mainly just kept in because he's a bloody shit house and a voice around the place. He's obviously a decent-ish footballer, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's tough. I don't know what they're going to do. We were discussing this in our WhatsApp group, weren't we? Like, Southgate loves 2 DMs, but like we only really have 1 DM, I'd say, that's kind of capable of really starting week in, week out at the moment.
I think it makes sense to give him a cap and a run out and get him used to it now, in case he has 10 more good games to end the season. You want to get him in because we are weak in that position. Yeah. Also, would really like that card on Sorare as well. I didn't see, reasonably expensive, but maybe
they snuck it in as a new face, didn't they? And didn't actually do the notification until like the next day.
Yeah.
So I think, potentially, maybe some people got some early bargains for the first couple, but yeah.
England Brazil at the weekend, so that'd be good.
Yeah, is it Brazil? They got Belgium as well at some point, haven't they? Got Brazil and Belgium.
Yeah, nice 2 solid games to get used to it. What did his number 1 go for? Now you've piqued my interest. Number 3, number 1, Kobe Mainu went for £210.
Oh, what is limited?
Yeah.
Jesus wept.
His last one went for 35. So
how does he actually, like, I know you obviously got a small sample size here, but does he actually score that well on Sorare? Not really. I mean, that's pretty solidly crap. And the only time he did well was when he scored that goal. So,
number 1 in the rares went for 700 quid. And by the same guy bought the number 1 limited rare and spent nearly $3,000 on his number 1 blue as well.
Well, I've got to say that's an interesting. Ginny's not a fan of the price either, by the sound of it. But yeah.
All right, I got 1 prize I saved up for the show. I like to say something for the show. So 1 prize saved the show. Oh,
you're right there.
Just having a little bit of gas build up.
That's nice. Up the gas.
Don't worry. Didn't want to burp into the microphone. Didn't want to be that guy. It's passed now. We're over it. Tier 2, Cap 270 Limited came 102nd place with 449 points for a Tier 2.
That's very high.
Very high. Let's see what we get.
Kobe Mainu.
Goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah. Okay. He was at Watford, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Udinese. He's worth £10, which is pretty poor. But I guess in terms of the prices at the moment, that's not too bad.
Yeah, he's under 23 for a little bit longer, isn't he? A few more months.
Also, Udinese's emblem is a zebra. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, not too bad, but also not too great.
Yeah, under 23 goalie for a couple more months. Not the worst thing you get. I don't even know if £10 good for a goalie anymore. I saw people picking them up, keep us up for like £3 earlier on X.
You can get starting rare keepers at the moment for like 40 quid.
Yeah, I know it's
mental.
It is an issue, isn't it? Do we want to? Let's get onto it. We've had the high of me getting a £10 goalkeeper on stream. So let's move on to rewards because it's what everyone's been talking about, right? While we were off galavanting at the horse racing, rewards, cards v cash, DMPs, all this type of thing, isn't it? So I'd probably say like rewards are the most important thing on Sorare. Without them, none of us play, right? Pretty much none of us play.
I mean, we've discussed this before, haven't we? Like, rewards are key. Like, I'd rather win a £20 card with the chance of winning a £100 card or £50 card than win £30 in ETH. Like, it's weird how my brain works, and probably a lot of people's brain works, but like the thrill of opening that card and not knowing quite what you're going to get is key to Sorare. It's key to to people's addictive brains that need this sort of like pack opening reveal stuff.
It's the lottery aspect, right? The lottery aspect, the jackpot.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of people chatting on Twitter. I know Haber had a little few tweets in there about it, and seen a few others. But I think Sorare know that it's key, but I think they're just trying to make that happy medium, maybe between making their sort of model work ETH-wise and they don't want to like over flood, but they've just got to get it right in terms of price, isn't they? It's much more important to people than maybe they realise.
If it's the most important part of the game, it's fucking frustrating to see so much negativity about it on social media all the time. It feels like it's been going on for years and years. Well, it has been. That they could just never seem to get it quite right for everyone. I know it's a tough thing as well. Like it's not as easy as everyone makes out. Like, just fix rewards. Like part of the reward system is going to be, if you want, like, I like the randomness and the like the craziness. So you need, at times, for that to happen, some people have to get like above the mean and some people have to get like below, don't they? They're like,
I think people are fine with that. I think people are fine with, slightly above, slightly below. It's when you get really far below, I think that's when people get quite annoyed. I know I haven't put it on Twitter or anything, but like I recently won that star rare, which was my first star rare for a long time, if you remember. Came fourth in the month-long Cap 220 competition and won a card that was worth less money than like the 6 people that won tier 1s beneath me. And it's just not right. Like, it's wrong. I don't want to be winning a freaking 30-year-old Lecce goalkeeper as a star prize. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're using the value of keepers, because keepers obviously hold a bit more value because they're keepers and they're quite difficult to sort of get a starting one. They're using the value to define its star prize. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost got fake value. I wanted someone like incredible that was like a global name, and I got someone I'd literally never heard of, and I watch football 24/7. So yeah, anyway, that's my other way. But
I think the problem is it's not so much like the variance of like what you get, because you have like, you could get this player or this player or this player or this player. The only thing I don't like, because I do love like the thrill of a card reward and the randomness, is when the people above you get better cards and like just on pure value, and they have
the people below you. You mean the people below you get better cards?
Yeah. So like you're getting worse. I know
what you're saying. It's frustrating, and it isn't exactly.
So like, and they know the values of cards that they have. Like, so it's just like, to know that finishing lower would have got you a better card is frustrating.
It's like, do they use like a monthly? Is it like a monthly rolling valuation thing? Because obviously cards fluctuate, players fluctuate in value, in form, with small injuries. Obviously big injuries are a different thing, but like if someone just has a 3 or 4 weeks out with a hamstring or whatever, then their value will dip a little bit. And then like, it is tough for them to really get those tier of card correct. But I'm wondering whether they can sort of change their algorithm so it does it more of a weekly rolling average of prices of card. Do you know what I mean? Rather than like they seem to have cards in the prize pools that were valuable like 3 months ago and now aren't valuable, and that doesn't seem right. That's winnable.
I think what also plays into this is card prices seem to be like falling out their arse at the moment, don't they?
Yeah, that's not helping anything.
They're like the card version of Calvin Phillips, just like going to absolute shit. So when that's going down, your rewards are worth less as they're coming in, and so people are like, "Oh, I've won a £12 tier 2 or whatever." So like it's like a negative, like downward pressure, isn't it? You're winning less each week that you would hope to win in card rewards because the value of the cards is falling. And then everyone just seems to get fucking backup keepers and cheap pulls from tiers that they had previously been winning cards worth more, which leads me on to, cards versus cash. Is winning cash more of a thrill? Is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. It's just not as much of a thrill, is it? It's just not. Doesn't like opening a prize of it. Like we didn't even, when we're doing our prize videos for our WhatsApp group, we just like gloss over the ETH and we're like, oh, we'll ignore the £5 ETH. Oh, but check this 50p out tier 5. It's like, it's just how people's brains work. They more want to see the end goal prize than the money you could use to buy yourself a decent prize.
But I think that the way to go now is probably to aim for the cash ones if you've got the ability to do so.
Yeah.
Or you win the new cards to sell for cash. If you're going to go classic, I can't get into the new season comp, so I just win new cards and sell them to get cash that the people are winning in the new season comps anyway, because it might not be as fun. You're not going to do a reward video going, watch me turn over my £150 card that just says I've won £150. It's not good for content, and it's not as exciting, is it? From like the gameplay style, but there's like the pragmatic way to go. Enter the MLS Special and try and win cash. Enter the Premier League in-season tournament, and if card prices are never going to rebound or going to continue to go down, then like the cash tournaments are the juicy fish.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to argue with you there. I mean, the fact that the card prices are going down is just never good for anything, is it?
No. Does the prices falling out their asses again? Does it affect how you like? Does it affect how you act with your gallery, with your value falling down?
Like, as in how I set my teams. Like,
who you're buying, what you're thinking about.
I mean, it doesn't really.
Are you selling off? Is it just hold? Is it add more? Is it panic?
I mean, I'm hashtag never sell anyway, but I certainly won't be selling any of my cards at this point because they're worth absolutely fuck all. Because I'm buying like cards at the moment. Like I bought a Morgan Gibbs White Rare today for £24, which is for me just insane. I think for like
old season or new season.
Old season, don't get me wrong, but even his new season card was only like £8 more. I just think if you're looking to buy some cards, then now's a good time to buy some. Personally,
we've not been saying that for like a year though, and then they go down a bit more, and then we say now's a good time to buy, and then they go down a bit more, and we go now's a good time to buy.
Well, I think
at what point?
I think about a year ago they were in a similar position to what we are now, but there definitely was an uptick. What with the Premier League competitions, some of the leagues coming back, the value of cards did go up again. Not to like the heights of what they were a couple of years ago, but they certainly went up to around double what they are now, I'd say.
There's definitely seasonal cards, like the MLS cards now with the competition starting this week. They've been flying. I'm collecting Austin cards, and I can see the prices flying up. Yeah, so
I think what a lot of people don't think about as well is that when they do these new things like the MLS comp, which is great, I think it's really good. I haven't managed to put together a team for it yet, but I will do eventually. But a lot of people, me included, I'm a sell to buy, or through winning rewards, I don't put more money in every week or every month. I just use my ETH I've won or sell a card. So it means there's more cards being listed, so people can have some ETH to buy some new MLS cards or whatever, new Japanese cards, new Korean cards. And the more people that are trying to sell, the more they're just going to keep undercutting each other a little bit if there's not enough buyers, which is what's happening at the moment. So like card prices are coming down just a little bit naturally because people are sort of desperate for get their ETH balances up a little bit. So there is always a little bit of a flow, peaks and troughs of certain types of cards to then use that ETH to buy more cards of a different thing, like the new MLS cards. But it seems to have got people chatting about these new MLS cards a little bit, doesn't it? People seem keen for it.
Is it less or more of a draw for the platform to win if cash instead of cards is the main goal?
I mean, I guess
throwing these serious questions at you tonight.
You are. I mean, for me, it's just not as fun. It's not as fun to not win cards. So I mean, maybe it isn't as much as a draw. Even if they are putting up more money, like monetary value, then
I almost got like a little bit of pessimism out of you. Colonel Sorare himself. I just got a tiny bit of pessimism out of you there, didn't I? Just squeezed it out of you with like 15 questions in a row.
I do love Sorare.
It out at the end.
I really, really want Sorare to live forever because I really enjoy it. Like, imagine if it went, I'd be like, fuck, what's going on in the J League? I need to know.
Yeah, exactly. Why would I need to look up the Austin results first thing on a Sunday morning?
If it went, it would be like the international break every week of your life.
Yeah. All right. One more question on this. Should DMPs be in the pool, especially at like tier 3 and above? I guess it's hard for them to be valued, which like feeds into the issue of like people thinking they got crap rewards or not beating the people below you in the rankings. But should DMPs be in pool?
I mean, to a certain extent, yes. There's different types of DMPs, isn't there? I think like there's DMPs that are like someone's out for freaking 9 months with a torn ACL, and there's
backup goalie life.
Yeah, backup goalie life, which isn't a particularly good life to be in.
I don't mind them in the lower tiers, like getting a goalie in tier 5 or tier 4, but 3 and 2,
Yeah, like, you'd be gutted, wouldn't you?
I feel like I've had a good result this week, and I want to like get a good card out of it. So yeah,
well, if they still have the value that equates to other tier 2s and 3s, then I guess it doesn't really matter. And sometimes it is okay to. I sometimes don't mind winning a card that I don't want, so that I can sell it or swap it for a card with a bot that I do want. So it kind of gives me a blank check a little bit, which I guess is like winning ETH. So I don't know why I'm so keen to do that and not just win ETH. But yeah, you'd be gutted, wouldn't you? Especially if you're wanting to win prizes to then use immediately to win more prizes. It's a bit of a killer.
Well, there we go. We tried to be serious for a little bit. We had a little bit of a serious talk. Now it's time for my favourite segment.
Oh, I know what it is.
You know what it is?
Oh, love it. Look at your arm. Look how good your arm looks, mate.
Epic Sax Guy means one thing. Keepers Club 2024 is in session. As a goalie, I like to give love to, the Goalkeepers Union. Any goalkeeper that scores 100 this year on Sorare enters the Keepers Club, gets himself bottle service for the entire night, often and enjoying himself. And we have a new member this week. A new member for the class of 2024 has hit the club. And it is Filip Stankovic. now of Sampdoria.
Up the stack.
Yeah, another under 23. It is really a young man's game, this keepers club this year, isn't it? He joins the other 6 members so far.
It's getting busy on the dance floor, isn't it?
Busy on the dance floor. I'm going to have to upgrade the club the next time someone enters, a bit more room, a bit more tables for them to sit at.
Keepers club. Get some girls in there as well, because it is an absolute sausage fest.
Absolute sausage fest. But the boys are just vibing at the moment. It's still early days in the year. So, it's still early on in their night. They're still hitting the pre-drinks, getting started. Old Stanko joined the group in game week 4, 5, and 9 with 100 against, I want to say, Bari. Yeah, away to Bari there. 70 decisive with a 32 all around. Saved a penalty, getting himself in.
Oh, what a man.
Earning himself that crust with a penalty save. Stanko.
Got the old classic 5 points goalkeeper smother there as well. I always like the goalkeeper smother. Five points for a goalkeeper smother.
Keeper sweeper for 3. Yeah, 30 points in his goalkeeping. And a decisive. There he is. He's in the club. That is 7 members of the club now. My favourite part of the entire show. Keepers Club 2024. There we go. I just like playing the music. I just like getting that epic sax music out.
It is good. I'll give you that.
All right. What else can we talk about now that the club is closed for another week? We touched on it a minute ago. MLS Special Weekly, right? Are you excited for it?
I mean, I am excited for it. I won't be putting a team together for it this week because a lot of my limited MLS keepers are away on international duty. So I'm going to wait for them to come back, wait for people to have that initial high prices of all their cards, and then maybe pick up a little. Thinking of Nashville as my little new season stack because I won a Tyler Boyd last week or whenever it was. So I was thinking about maybe getting a Sam Surridge, our old legends of football.
Yeovil legend, Sam Surridge.
I think, is Mukhtar midfielder on the new season cards, isn't he? I think he is. So I might be, because Tyler Boyd is forward, so I think I'll go potentially a little Surridge, Boyd, Mukhtar, maybe a Zimmerman. But I know he's injured at the moment. Zimmerman.
Hanny's new cards.
I swear he's midfielder. What does it say? There you go.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay, so I might take a cheeky gamble on him. I know he's signed a new contract, isn't he, for a couple of years, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I mean, it's good. I like these in-season comps. They get people buying new cards. I know it's only ETH, but I've won. Well, you certainly won a lot in the Premier League one. I won a lot of limited ETH in the Premier League one, and it's nice to sort of keep the ETH ticking over, isn't it, alongside winning cards. So it will certainly be something I'm looking to do from next week, maybe a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'll definitely be running a limited one this week. I am collecting. I have number 1 Austin FC rare collector in the world, but I don't have Brad Stuber yet. So, and Crep is away. And my other goalie's got released or benched, so I don't actually have a goalie for rare. So I'll be ignoring the rare one. And I don't think I can do super. I have got a super rare goalie. Can I do?
Who's your limited stack then? Have you got some new limited MLS cards that I've missed?
I think I had to. Oh, maybe I had to buy one more. Oh yeah, and I can't do. I'm one short on super as well. So yeah, I won't be. Maybe a limited team if I want to buy one more, but prices are pretty hot. So will I be sensible? Like history says I won't be, and I'll go and overspend. But yeah, it's a shame I didn't get the Brad Stuber in already. I've been close a couple of times, but that would have meant I could have run a rare one.
It's tough. I don't mind spending a little bit extra on the new season cards, but when they're like double, I'm like,
So yeah, my next question was going to be: are you going to buy cards for it?
Oh.
You pretty much mentioned that you're going to get Nashville set in, but not for week 1. Prices are very hot. You know,
they're too hot.
3-week competition, isn't it? So you don't want to miss out. You at least want 2 opportunities if you're going to do it. So yeah, It's a tough one. If it was like, the Premier League in-season competition was long, wasn't it? So you could like build into it as well. This is only 3 weeks, isn't it? So,
but isn't it right that these MLS season cards will be available for the new season thing when the new competition thing comes in whenever that is, June, August, or whatever the fuck it is. So there is that bit of extra utility down the line for them.
But solely for this,
Yeah, I'll be putting
there's one price on Sorare at the moment that are hot, aren't they? A lot of prices are falling. This is heavy, so I'd probably be skipping it. But any teams? You said you were looking at Nashville, wouldn't you?
So yeah, I mean that's purely just because I already won one from Nashville, but also they're yellow and Columbus Crew are my boys, so I might go the old double yellow.
Yeah, I think San Jose that started absolutely terribly. Obviously, they were my boys last year, #1 limited collector in the world, 2023. I think they've got a good shout this weekend, so I could run like the 2 classic cards from them. And if you're going for that, I think they're decent. Vancouver as well, maybe at home this weekend, decent shout. LAFC maybe as well. SKC as well. Probably my 4 shouts. Get a Pulido and a Saloy.
LAFC are struggling like mad, aren't they? My little early call, didn't I, before the season started, saying how much they were going to struggle. And I know my shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think they're at home this weekend, aren't they? I think. Yeah,
they're home to
Nashville.
Oh, it is Nashville, yeah, because that's why I remember that fixture.
Yeah, I like San Jose at home to Seattle because Seattle have struggled to like do much on offense. SKC at home to the Galaxy would be nice. Sneaky Austin stack. They're away to Orlando, but Orlando have been pretty crap to start with, even though I bigged them up so much in our preseason preview show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you big them up, or did you say Austin were? Oh, sorry, Orlando. Yeah.
Orlando. Yeah. I put them as my underdogs. Put Muriel as my potential top goal scorer.
Oh God.
Potential supporters shield winners. Really gone to shit that one. Yeah.
It's all fun though, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah. All fun and games. I've held some of them for a long time. What's your longest card you've got in your gallery?
Oh, I think it is Kenny Stepp. He's now like head goalkeeping coach for like Zolt Waregem. He's like 42. If I'm not mistaken, let me just check. I think it's him. He had those. Unfortunately, I didn't get one of those cool cards where he's doing like that or something. But
what have I got?
Who's yours then? I think it's Kenny Stepp.
Mine is Julian Weigl.
If you ignore the fact that Kenny Stepp is in my gallery, my next oldest one is Dodo, Shakhtar Donetsk rare card, who's currently injured for Fiorentina.
Look at that. Crap, £19 rare. Weigl, 0.1 ETH was £19 back in the day.
When I own Weigl. Oh, this is quite fun looking at these ones, isn't it?
£19 I paid for 0.1 ETH. Glorious.
Oh, who else I got here? Georgie Chakvadadze. He's one of my oldest.
There he is. One of mine as well. £11.
Oh, I paid £11.18 for mine. Unlucky. I beat you by 52p. Hodor Magnuson. Good times, weren't they? Eh? Thomas Kaminski. I remember buying Thomas Kaminski for a great load of money, thinking, "Fuck, what am I doing?" Paid £45 for his rare, and I think I've used him roughly 300 times. It cost me 0.17 ETH, but that was 45 quid at the time. That's how I think it was 150 quid, wasn't it, for an ETH, or maybe 300? I can't remember, but it was. ETH's gone mad since we first joined, isn't it?
Although those car prices are on the way back to that soon, you can start getting goalies for around that price now. So
yeah, it's very true. Very true.
One more question. Do you still care about rivals?
I care when I beat you. Currently, I'm leading you now.
Mine says I'm 11-10 up.
Yeah, but that's with your fake win. So it's 11-10 to me, isn't it? Because of Tarkovsky's phantom penalty.
It's not a fake win. It's what the game stops at 90 minutes. So.
And also, I just know you're never going to accept another one now, so that you're just going to constantly have 11-10 hanging over me. Yeah, No, I still like Rivals. I'm still doing it. I am trying to get the 10 wins in a row points thing on my club. I got to 8 and then lost 9 the day before yesterday, unfortunately. Did that really annoying thing, when you're trying to get to a total, or like it's like 3 a.m. and there's like virtual horse racing in Australia and you put a bet on. I did a Rivals arena match on like an Ecuadorian game where there was not a single player in it that's covered, or maybe there's one, and I just didn't have a fucking clue who I was picking, and I got smashed. And I just risked my whole 8-win streak on that stupid Ecuadorian game.
No patience.
Back to the start. And I'll tell you what else just annoyed me as well, which I'm going to dig Sorare out. This might happen with you as well. Albert Goodmanson did not come up as having a fixture this midweek. I'm telling you now, I did not start him. And when it glitches sometimes, it doesn't show they got a fixture. But when you select doesn't have a fixture, it actually shows they do. Do you get that happen at all?
Yeah,
Didn't start him. He's my only midfielder card I would have had a game of. I bought 2 midfielder limited cards for this game week. They both did quite well. Goodmanson scored a fucking hat-trick tonight. And he got 100. And I didn't play him. I had about 8 cards with games, and I didn't start someone who got 100. Anyway, sort out your freaking glitch.
That's been going on forever, that little glitch, isn't it? It's so frustrating. I guess it's a hard one for him.
It used to happen with Spanish players all the time. Like, it was always the Spain players just not showing us having games.
I don't think Sorare results, your players. No, it doesn't look like I missed anyone out, fortunately.
Well, it doesn't even show it on Sorare data either. It doesn't show me as owning him. Like, as a non-start, I haven't, like, do you know what I mean? When you select, didn't start in a lineup, but you own him, it still doesn't show me even having him on Sorare data. So there must be some sort of weird glitch going on. Maybe like Opta says he didn't make the squad or something. I'm not sure.
I'm 22.87 points from a rare with 99% complete. And my striker is on the bench. So
there's a game going on right now, is there?
It's half an hour in. So basically, if he comes off the bench, then I'd probably get a tier 5. That's as good as to get for me. So my goalie went backwards to 18. My defender went from 35 to 19. Mudryk, who last season was my pick of the year, is managed to add fuck all to his total. In fact, he went backwards as well. Just Harry Wilson saved the day for me.
I mean, if we're going to go there, though, you've been bloody lucky with that Harry Wilson assist, because we were discussing it earlier. All he did was literally roll the ball to someone for a free kick, and they blasted it top bins from like 25 yards. So,
hey, big assist that is.
If we're
all right, didn't they?
If we're talking results here as well, this is me. So, looks like I might hold a rare prize despite not actually getting to rare ETH, which is interesting. Uramchuk coming on to score late on here. Unfortunately, chose the wrong captain, which that probably still wouldn't have got me up to 280, would it? But 29th in Cap 240. So I might get a little cheeky tier 2. I don't know why everything's cheeky tonight, but I'm going to get a tier 2 and £8 of ETH. So I'll take that for midweek.
Yeah. All right. Back to what I was saying. S05 rivals. S05 rivals? Rivals.
Yeah.
I'm pretty bored of it. A lot of people seem pretty bored of it, but they are getting rid of common and amateur leagues. Do you think this is like a good replacement for that? Do you think this is a good newbie entry now that you've played on it for a while?
I mean, yeah, I do. I still like rivals. I think it's a good addition to the game. Like, it's not something that's going to maintain the game like Sorare in general, but it's a nice little added game you can just play if you've got a free 10 minutes to put a team together, or if we're doing a giveaway, for example, we do some sort of rivals thing. It's always a bit of fun. I think if they're getting rid of commons, that's confirmed, or amateur leagues, and this will be a good thing to keep it going on that side.
All right. One more thing I wanted to do. I'm just adding the teams now. This is my last part of the show. We did a title running S05 team, didn't we?
We did.
So I wondered if you could do a title running budget team. So I was basing this on being able to fit them in Cap 240 for the end of the season. So is it possible to get a team? I'm just trying to find Liverpool. This is why I'm stalling. Liverpool. Okay. We're in. Do you think you can get a team in?
So are we? Oh, I see. So out of all the three teams, Liverpool, Man United, Man City, and Arsenal.
Yes, and you wanted to try and be competitive, obviously. But we did the ultimate team, didn't we? We went for Ederson, Saka, Salah, Rodri. Defender was Van Dijk.
I think we annoyingly went Van Dijk.
We annoyingly went Dijk. So wondering if we can get one in. Obviously, you might want to play it in 240. We got you got the last few games of the season will count for cap competitions. So just for a bit of fun, I wondered if we could do it. So a keeper.
So it's last 15, isn't it, that makes up cap? So we're looking at 56. Ederson is just a definite in there for me for 48. You could get Alisson, I guess. He's a little bit lower, but what's his injury looking like? I'm not sure about his injury at the moment.
Until 30th of April.
Fucking hell, that's a bad hamstring. Yeah, so I think you just got to go Ederson there, especially as I think that's actually the best keeper choice.
There you go then. Double bubble. What about if we were trying to pick a defender for this? We can go. These are all high, aren't they? So we probably want to go down low.
I think you got to go low for defenders and higher for midfielders. So
you could look at Gomez. He's been playing every game.
Shit. I don't like Gomez.
Don't like Gomez. He's shit. Andy Robson at a 53. Saliba at a 54.
So I think we can discount the top lads, can't we? I mean, we discussed this previously, but Man City's always just risky. And if you put the cap 240 team together, you don't want a DMP in there if you're trying to get some ETH. So I think you've pretty much got to discount all Man City defenders.
I think we're down into Saliba, Robertson, Stones.
Kivior's been pretty solid, to be honest with you, for Arsenal. Seems to be quite nailed. He's keeping Zinchenko out the team, I believe. Zinchenko is back and on the bench.
You want to drop him in then to start with?
Might be worth just dropping him in, see where we get to at the end.
Okay, so that's number 2 in. Jacob. Let's pick ourselves a midfielder.
Well, it's not going to be Roger, is it? Because he's about a quarter of the cap.
77 by himself.
He's probably a third. In fact, that's pretty close to being the third of the cap. So unless we've got
McAllister scores are wild as well. 87, 74.
That is stupidly high.
De Bruyne
you just can't put in. Foden's too high cap. Saka's too high cap.
Yeah, we're down into this section, I think. Silva, Havertz, Endo has been playing solidly for a low cap.
He is, but he's one of those people that he doesn't seem that peaky. He's just solidly just gets 45 to 50 every week, which isn't really. You need someone a bit of a Castro Montes, I think.
He's vanilla scores.
You're not winning anything with that.
Okay, so what are you thinking? You want to go up for...
Let's go down a little bit further. See if there's any real sneaky ones. A bit lower.
Kovacic, Grealish, Gravenberch, Smith Rowe, Thiago, Partey.
Oh shit. Okay. I mean, the only one that's jumping out at me, and it kind of makes me feel a bit dirty, is Kai Havertz. Like, starts every game. He's kind of become a bit of a key man. If you could just compare his last 15 to his last 5, like he's banging form, isn't he? I mean,
yeah, I'd be between Bernardo Silva and Kai Havertz, but we can drop Kai in now and see where we stand.
Yeah. I'm just thinking Bernardo Silva. Like, I love Bernardo Silva, but is he nailed? Probably not quite.
Is he nailed? Not quite. All right, let's have a look at striker, and then we can come back to our extra option. Salah's high, Nunez. Haaland 52, right? No brainer. There's who's below Doku and Nketiah? Is there anyone down there that's worth looking at? Gabriel Jesus is come off the bench the last 3 games, hasn't he? Underneath here, we've got Doku and Ketchia. Yeah.
So Doku, I think is great, but is quite injured at the moment and keeps getting rotated a little bit. Doesn't he?
Well, he played against United. He's not. He's just.
He's kind of in a bit of a lull, isn't he? He kind of started on fire, didn't he, for City when he came, and he's kind of gone into a little bit of a downward trend at the moment. I think, you've got to probably get. What's our total we've got left?
41.
Oh, Jesus. That's going to be hard.
So if we add in midfield defender, have a search for that. What can we get for 41 points? We can pick up Jeremy Doku.
Ooh. Doku. I mean, we've got Royal Ivy's lookalike there. You get him in.
Well, it would have to be Doku here, wouldn't it?
Literally no one else is even close to being an option, is there? Well, so I suppose what you could do is, who's slightly above Doku? Is anyone slightly above Doku that's useful that we could maybe take someone out from somewhere else for? Not really. Simicast, no. I mean, it's got to be Doku, isn't it?
Trossard
maybe, but then you'd have to get someone out from one of the other positions for that, wouldn't you? I don't
try and get to Enzo. You could try and get to Gabriel Jesus or Joe Gomez, but
I think Doku. I think you got to go Doku because when he is on song, he's one of those guys that can win you a game week. He can get you 80, 90 points, I reckon, easily.
I mean, Edison Kioi, I don't know how to say his name actually.
Kivior, I think it's Kivior.
Big bad Kai Havertz, who I thought was one of the worst signings ever, but Haaland and Doku. Your problem might be there getting Haaland and Doku in the same team, right?
Well, they didn't play the same position, so you'd like to think that they.
Yeah, but calling double Man City rotation, I guess Haaland's pretty nailed in big games, but
yeah,
Doku so much. Would they have won anything recently? Let's captain Havertz. 4 rewards when all players play 50% of the time. 8 game weeks where they all play together.
It's not bad. I like how little Liverpool there is in it, so that pleases me.
Yeah, so we managed to avoid Liverpool. Or maybe that means all their main players are playing so well.
Yeah, probably just means they're quite good for so.
I probably could have got Andy Robertson in. I think would have been the one Liverpool player.
What was he? What was he compared to Kivior?
He was 3 more, so we would have had to make a concession elsewhere. But I'm quite happy with that. I like that. Edison, double Arsenal, double Man City outfielders. Yeah, all right, I like that. Nice little experiment. You can make a Cat 240 title running team that includes Erling Haaland and Edison. Tasty. All right, I think I'm out of business. Any other business from yourself?
We do have one slight bit of business, and as we've just been talking about Premier League, it's a lovely little segue. We obviously had a week off last week, no Premier League fixtures, but we did do our Premier League predictions the week before. So we were 1-1 heading into that week. I won the first week. Yeah, I won the first week, you won the second. There's been a pretty resounding win for one of us in the third week.
You're very keen to make sure these results go on the show today, so I'm going to say it might be you.
That would make sense. However, it's wrong because you absolutely smashed me. You got 2 correct scores. You got Luton Palace 1-1, thanks to that horrific Luton last-minute equaliser, I think it was. And you also got, what was it? Wolves Fulham. You got 2-1 predicted, and that was the final score. So you ended up on 16 points. So 3 correct results, 2 correct scores, and I got 6. Yeah, bad week for me. And I'm 2-1 down. So I started well with the 1-0, but to 2-1 down now. And
I'm just writing down to make sure that I tweet these out over the weekend, the updated scores and the results from last time, Don't worry, I'll make a nice graphic for them so everyone can see.
Yeah, it's convenient how you forgot to mention that in first week when I beat you. So
yeah, absolutely. All right, good win by me. I like that.
Yeah,
16-6. All right, nothing else to say from me. Nothing else to say from you. So thanks to everyone for joining. May the decisives be with you this weekend. Good luck in the MLS Special Comp. Please like and subscribe and all that vibe. And until next time, Viva la Thursday Club.
Up the toffees.